Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. I have been missing because my daughter is missing 3 wisdom teeth. Also, we were out on a boat yesterday. I don't look any tanner, which means that I got my sunscreen right. And I'm just going to be pale because the sun is not good for you. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, or the donkey, depending on which team you're on. So, some debate they had, wasn't it? I did watch it. I watched it in my kitchen. I yelled at my TV a few times. I do want you to know that. But decidedly, it looks like a lot of people think, including Joe Scarborough, Scarborough, which is kind of a shock because a few weeks ago he was saying this was the best version of Biden ever. So apparently he has now changed his tune and is trying to decide with Mika Brzezinski if maybe the DNC needs to pick better. So I wanted to take a look. Oh, and the Jill thing, you answered all the questions. Oh my God. Somebody put a lid on her. Good Lord. So let's take a look and see on the cards that I already sloppy shuffled how the major players are feeling. We're going to get to Gavin Newsom because he was auditioning all day long. Let me pull up my card view. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing. I have a lot of new subscribers, so welcome to the Cookie Jar. We're having a lot of fun here for the summer, and politics are my thing. So now we're going to start to heat up as we get closer. And if you haven't noticed my new background, tell me what you think. It's like one of my clients said, "Oh, you're like in a 70s basement." I am in a 70s basement. It's just a little less cluttered, and this is good for me and anybody else who's, a little ADD like me. So let's take a look. First thing we're going to do is we're going to see how is Biden feeling about his performance. So I'm going to bring up the card view. And let's go, Tarot fam. Also, I think in one of the next videos, I think I'm going to try out Gregopedia's clip-on microphone. We're going to see how that works and see what you guys think. All right. So how's the big guy feeling? I did say the big guy. How's Biden feeling? Strength. He wants to get back out there and defend himself as the leader of the free world. He wants to get back in the game and show that he was just a little bit foggy that night, but now he has his bearings. He wants to come back out a little bit more enthusiastic, a little bit more energetically, if you will. But that is a bad idea. That is not going to prove very well. The Wheel of Fortune, he is willing to roll that dice. He thinks if he goes back out, and there is something about performance dysmorphia here. He thinks if he gets back out there that he's going to be able to win he'll be the delight of all people out there because he's Joe and he's a good dude. He's a righteous dude. Starting to look like Marge Sweetwater. My face is getting fatter. Kind of ridiculous. It probably means the rest of me is getting fatter. But I look like Marge Sweetwater. Oh, I feel like I should be pulling pens out of my hair. So what's going to happen if he gets back out there and tells everybody what's going on? I mean, the card that I put down here under the surface really is the shadow self, and the me you can't see, or the me we deny, or the me that we're delusional about. So he really is kind of oblivious to what's going to happen. So if he gets back out there, it's going to confirm that he just does not have what it takes. We will see that the desire is there to round out this term, round out this endeavor of being president of the United States. We will see that, but it's just going to show that it's just going to make it worse. So I think they're going to keep him quiet. I don't think they're going to do anything. We're going to pivot right now. there was that Wheel of Fortune up at the top. So one of the things he wants to do is roll the dice on this. He wants to roll the dice and see if he can win the people back. What is his administration, his campaign crew? What are they saying to do? What are they saying to do? Or what's their feeling about it? Correction. What's their feeling about it? We'll shuffle it again. Shuffle it again. Shuffle it again. Every day I'm shuffling. So what are his advisors saying? What are his advisors saying? Ooh, that's kind of wild. They're kind of saying he did great, Joe. You answered all the questions. Well, they are leading him down the primrose path now, aren't they? They're letting him do this, guys. They're letting him do this. They're telling him, go, Joe, go. You can do this. We may see him come out and defend himself. I saw in his reading it's not a good idea, but they may let him come out and defend himself so that he is exposed, unprotected, and demonstrates that he doesn't have the juice. It's to the benefit of the powers that be. You guys know, the ones that follow me, you know the Hierophant is the powers that be. This would be Washington, the DNC. This would be his administration, people in his party. They want him to go out there and be a little flighty of the tongue. That Knight of Wands is someone that really thinks and does things before he speaks about it. Over here, it's because of a hidden reason. And under the surface, it's so that they can derail that chariot. So that's what we got there, guys. That's what we got there. Let's take a look at 45. See what 45 has to say. Thank you, good sir. Look, we've got a thing. We've got a microphone here that we're gonna test out on the next one. So how is Trump feeling? Gregopedia, say hello to all the people. Hello. How is Mr. T feeling? 45. Is 45 going to turn into 47? Huh? Mr. T. There we go. You actually was Pity the Fool card. You sure you don't want to come on and record this with me? I'd much rather be inaudible on it. You're like the teacher at Charlie Brown. So how is 45 feeling? 45 is feeling generous here because he knows that this is not really a fair fight. And I think he did say that to a certain extent when he said, I don't know what he's talking about, and I don't think he knows what he's talking about. So I do think he said that. The Hangman, he may sweep the leg. I'm a little worried that he may sweep the leg because this Hangman, he's not really looking at it from the perspective that we're in now. Lip service, yes, he's looking at old Joe and going, this is somebody who is not it's not a fair fight. It's not a fair fight between the two of them. He's absolutely looking at that. But he still wants to compete with his competitor on the terms that were prior. He's assuming that Joe is still he's not assuming, but he does not want to he wants the rematch. He wants the rematch. Thank you. He does, but he wants the rematch with the old Joe, not this Joe. He wants the original rematch. So but I think he will be gentler with his cutting down words. I think he won't be as bombastic and caustic as he has been before. I think he will be much mellower. there's something about him not liking to do it, but it's almost like I have to do this for the American people. I have to let them know that they have to really unequivocally, undeniably understand that this is someone who is not in control of all of their faculties. Holding him back is very difficult right now. He does want to say a lot of things. So, but there is a resistance. People are holding him back from saying things. So, very interesting, very interesting. So I think, he's kind of chomping at the bit. 45, 45. Let's see. Curious how Barack is feeling. Because Barack walked Joe off the stage the other night. What does Barack think? Highly regarded in the Democratic Party. What is Barack thinking? What is Barack thinking? They need somebody younger and fresher to salvage the team. There's no hope with this one. We got to get out of it. So if someone asked Barack, what do we have to do? He would say, we got to extricate ourselves and we got to find somebody younger and fresher. I do think that he is looking more toward Gavin Newsom. I think Gavin Newsom is someone that he thinks could bring that Kennedy sparkle back into politics, or at least into the Democratic Party. I think that is his focus, and that's intuitive, not written in the cards. I don't have a Gavin Newsom card, but that's definitely intuitive. It's time for Joe to go. The problem is that it's going to, and I don't think that Barack Obama is really sentimental, but there's no future here. And he's looking at it as a business perspective, even though he's not someone who comes from business. It's a business perspective. It's not going to walk. It's not going to walk. It's not going to swim. It's not going to fly. It's just going to sit there. We got to get going. So, what is Barack's advice? What would he say to old Joe? What would he say to old Joe? Is he the one who's going to break the news to him? Game's over. We don't have enough people that like you at this point. The love is not there, Joe. Don't resist the change because it's already happened. It's already happened to you. We're already past your prime. We're already past your ripeness, sell by date, whatever you want to call it. Things are over, and I'm sorry that I'm the one who has to deliver the news on this one. You got to wrap your head around it, fella. What is he going to tell him for the future? What can he do for the future? Lay low for a bit. Lay low for a long bit. Joe, you got to lay low. What about writing a memoir? I wouldn't write the memoir just yet. Wait and let the DNC do it, because whatever you write is not really going to be what people want to read. So you're going to have to wait. Feels very posthumous, the memoir. Posthumous memoir. So, interesting stuff that we got. So is Barack going to break it to him? Is Barack going to break it to him? I think Barack is the only one who can tell him the ugly lights have flipped on and the dance is over. I think he's the only one that can do that. So there it is. So, boys and girls, very interesting. So that's video 1. I'm going to do 2 or 3 more. So you're going to get a few shorter videos from me. I hope you enjoy this, but that is the end of video 1. In the next one, we're going to see what the DNC's next move is. So it'll be coming up in not a long time. And what should their strategy be? So you won't have to wait until tomorrow. You'll get them tonight. But tomorrow, you're going to get how will America respond to this? I also want to do a reading on Jill. You'll see why. All right, so I'll see you in the next one. Again, thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for all the super chats, or not super chats, super thanks. Been getting a lot of super thanks. You guys are really terrific. You're making my summer really cool because I'm just basically handing it over to my son. There's a lot of fairs and things that he has to go see. So you guys are making a 16-year-old boy very happy. So everybody, thanks so much. We will be back with PNR next week. And gosh, I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm working on my class, the digital classes, the free class is almost done. I have to do the 101 class, and then I'm gonna launch it because I don't want you guys to take a 3-day free class if you can't take the full class, you can't buy the full class. So more to come. I will be working on it next week. So I'm sorry that you've had a dearth of content for me, but I've been very, very busy working on the class and going sailing. Ahoy. I went sailing yesterday. How you feeling, Gilligan? Greg played the role of Gilligan yesterday. So I was an amalgam. I was an amalgam of Marianne, Ginger, and Mrs. Howell. Lovey. So that just means I brought a bunch of luggage with me. All right, everybody. I will see you later. Thanks so much. Keep an eye out for the second one. Okay. Bye.